Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. This is the Here's Your Crown Women Supporting Women Challenge that I am the host, and my co-host is Amanda from Six Kids and a Glue Gun. Now I'm going to get to more of that in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to thank you for being here. If you're not a subscriber, think about being a subscriber. Helps my channel grow, as well as hit that notification bell and click on the all when the menu drops down. Also, leave me a comment and hit that thumbs up. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So let's get right to this. Okay. The Women Supporting Women and the Here's Your Crown, the person that I chose is Theresa B from Theresa B DIY. She is a phenomenal friend. She has helped me numerous times with information and just as always there. So I've decided to do two of her, I've been inspired by her, so I'm going to replicate two of her crafts that they're not exactly, but they're fairly close. Now I decided just to do foam core on these. It's one tag and then one just long piece. I think it's foam core. It's 13 inches by 3 inches, and this tag is 4 inches by like 5 or 6 inches. And I'm just going to use dry brushing effect with a gray and a brown to make it look like it is old weathered wood. And to dry brush, you just put a little bit of paint on that dry brush and you really pounce it off, and then very, very lightly go over it and over it and over it and build up on your colors, so that you're not painting it, but you're dry brushing it. So I did the gray on the one, I'm going to do it on the other, and then I'm going to grab some brown and I'm going to put it right there where the gray is. So if I pick up some, it's okay. If I don't, that's okay too. So I'm just like going back and forth, and you can see it starting to get the wood grain effect in there. And this is the brown now, and I'm just lightly going over it as well, so that it's not covering the gray, but it's showing more like a wood grain effect. And then I'm going to use that as a gray and brown mix now around the edges, so that it doesn't look white like it. The foam in the middle of the paper is white. So I'm just going over those edges and getting them completely finished. And they're not wet at all because the dry brushing just instantly dries. There's just not that much paint in there. So I'm going to set them aside, and then I first was just going to go ahead and just do the other part, but I show you, now this foam core is from the Dollar Tree, and this wagon wheel is from the Dollar Tree. I've been looking for them since last year, and finally my Dollar Tree had some. I grabbed 4 of them. So this is a Cricut cutout that I did prior to the video, and I did one for the long piece and one for the the tag as well. So I am just going to weed this now. When I cut this out, my my vinyl was 1 inch too short, so I cut the E in half. So I had to recut another E out, and it's a little bit bigger, but I end up cutting off some of it and thinning it out, and then it doesn't look any too big at all. And this is a really cool saying that goes along with the wagon wheel. You know, wagon wheels, you go places, and this is what this is. It says, take the long road, or no, take the long way home. Of course, I'm going to add that E so that it says home on it. And then I'm going to grab the other one, and I'm going to weed it as well. And it's going to have a bicycle on it, as well as it's going to have some wording on it as well. And this, I finally got used to weeding, and I usually don't have any problems. Occasionally something will go awry and I have issues, but usually not. So this is the bicycle, and I'm just going to use and I use peel and stick for my transfer paper. Or transfer tape. It's the one that works for me so far the best. And so I'm just putting this bicycle on here, and then I'm going to weed the words and put those on there as well. And now I am weeding the words, and it just says enjoy the ride, and I'm just going to put that on the tag as well. So here I am. I lost an eye. It got stuck on the back side of part of the vinyl. I couldn't get it off, so I went ahead and cut a little spot for the eye, and I'm just putting that right on there. And then we're going to attach it. I'm going to use, of course, the same peel and stick and get that all added on there. Okay, so this is the information on the Here's Your Crown. Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun is my co-host, and this challenge came about when I started to realize that this community of crafters on YouTube is an amazing community, and they were always there to help each other and lift each other up. And so that is why I came up with this challenge, so that we can be inspired to do crafts from the other crafters that has helped us along the way. So I just hope that you enjoy this as well as the playlist. The link is going to be in my description box, as well as Amanda's channel, and I just hope you guys enjoy. Now let's get right back into this. Alright, so I grabbed the wagon wheel, and I am attaching this on those spokes. Now it was a little bit difficult because it wanted to bow, and if it bowed down it wouldn't stick, and if it bowed up it had issues. So I had to end up turning it over and really gluing it and holding it there until it was completely glued in. Yes, if it had been wood, I could have drilled small holes and put wire through to hold it, and I may end up having to do that, we'll see. But foam core can tear and rip, so that's why I just went ahead and glued it. Now I'm taking some spring flowers that's from the Dollar Tree. Everything in both of these crafts, or everything, is from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just putting these flowers on. There's light purple, dark purple, and white lilacs. And I'm going to be using that grassy as well. And I'm just kind of putting it in the center there. And then I'm going to use some jute and wrap it around and glue it to make sure that it stays exactly where I want it. And I just fiddle with that. And then I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm hooking it on with a twist tie. And then I'm going to wrap the jute around it to hide it. And then I'm going to be making finger bow with jute. And then I'm going to attach the tag. Now, after I did put the bow there, I realized I should have put the tag first. Well, lesson learned. If I do this again, which I will be doing something similar to this again, because I have 3 more wagon wheels. But we're going to see what seasons those come to play in. So here I am, just wrapping that jute around to hide the center where the chenille stem is, or the pipe cleaner, however you call it. It's the same thing. So I'm just getting this all wrapped on there, and then I'm going to tie that off and make the bow and then put it on there. Like I said, I should have put the tag first, but that's okay. It all works out in the end. So I'm just wrapping this around probably, 15, maybe 15 times. And then I'm just going to tie it off and glue it right on the center there of the flowers. And then I'm going to use some more of that jute, and I'm going to hook the tag on there. Now I should have brought the center of those the flowers probably down a tiny bit, but that's okay. Or put the sign over a tiny bit to the right, but it's okay. It all worked out in the end. So I'm just putting the jute there, and now I'm trying to figure out, oh, Connie, this is when I realized, I should have put the tag first. I'm just trying it out, trying to figure it out. And I finally figured out where I want it. I'm just going to tuck it right inside those flowers on the bottom, and then hook it, the jute right up there. You can still see what it says, and you can still see what the other part says once I glue it so it doesn't move around. And I haven't yet put a hanger on it, but I will be putting a hanger on it so that I can hang it up on the wall. So now this is when I tuck it in there, and then I grab my glue gun and I glue it so that it stays right there and doesn't move around. So alright, as I'm finishing this up, I hope you guys like this one, because I sure love it. I think it is darling, and I'm so glad that Theresa did this one and gave me the inspiration. So let's get right to the next one. Alright, I lost a lot of my footage on this, but I'm taking one of these crates and I'm just sanding the edges because it was a little rough. Then I'm taking my folk art in white, the Adirondack white, and I'm just painting the whole thing. Now what I'm making is a book stack, and I'm gonna miss a lot of the stuff. I completely spaced it, or my camera shut off and I didn't realize it. So I'm just painting it white, and then I'm going to take the words "spring has sprung" that I cut with my Cricut, and we're going to put that on the front. And I lost the footage when I'm doing that, but after I get this all done and it is dried, then I'm going to take a napkin that I got from Dollar Tree last year, and I'm going to pull off the bottom piece of it that's like the liner, And I'm going to be using Mod Podge to adhere this onto the top. And here I am just pulling the liner away. It comes away really super easy on these napkins. So I'm going to be adding the Mod Podge on the top of the crate and then putting the napkins down, and then I will put Mod Podge over the top of it as well. And then I'm going to cut around it, and once it is dried, I'll use my sanding blocks and trim off the rest of it. And also down in my description box, I will have Theresa's channel link. And here is the flowers that I am using. Of course, I lost the footage when I put it on. Here is the finished product. I hope you guys really like this one. I really enjoy it. And don't forget to check out everybody else in the playlist, as well as Theresa's channel. She has a phenomenal channel. And call somebody and tell them you love them today, because that might be exactly what they need to hear. As well as you guys all have the most blessed week. And don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.